Tuesday's going to be a big day.
Huge.
Tuesday's going to be. And then, so now I see why you're doing the stretch 4. You'll be back on Tuesday.
I will, yeah.
That roster cut down happens by 1 o'clock. But
on Tuesday.
I'd be shocked if we don't have at least most of the big news prior to then. And in fact, it could come out even over the weekend. It could come out the day before. We'll see. But what the 49ers eventually do by Tuesday with Jimmy Garoppolo so that we can move on from this conversation. Because what I feel is really hard for fans to register right now. As long as he's here, fans are going to feel like this is an option. And this conversation we're having is exactly why Jimmy can't be here this year. Hell, John McClain came on an hour ago and goes, you can't have him in Houston because you can't do that to Davis Mills. Davis Mills in Houston? If you can't do that to Davis Mills in Houston, you sure as hell can't do it to Trey Lance in San Francisco. So, gotta go. Got to move on and clear this sucker out so you can play football and stop doing cutaways to the good-looking guy on the sideline that you still think can come in and save the day. That's it.
But do you do it on Tuesday or do you slow play it all the way up until the day before the opener?
Use a roster spot on it?
Use a roster spot on it.
That's a tough play for me.
It is. I agree with you, but I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know you can.
So if you cut them Tuesday, Seattle comes in on Tuesday and says, thank you very much, and they grab him.
Then we'll see you on September 18th.
Okay, but then he has 19 days to get ready.
Niners minus 7.5.
You don't think the spread moves for your beloved Jimmy G?
Sure, it's 10 right now.
Oh, it's not 10.
Well, it's not out yet, but
yeah, the look-ahead line
6.5 on the road at Chicago week 1.
The look-ahead line I think is 7.5. I think you're right.
For Seattle?
I'd have to check,
okay.
But I wonder where the line would move. Or do you use a roster spot and say, no, Jimmy, you don't get to go anywhere until we say you get to go somewhere?
It's interesting. Yeah, Kyle, what do you got?
One, that would be nuts.
If they held him,
right?
totally.
Yeah, they can.
That becomes a huge story for 2 weeks if they don't cut him next Tuesday.
So that's the thing. Like next Tuesday, to me, the story is not so much if he's released. The story is if he stays. And then the next thing is where he goes.
And how quickly it happens.
Because the release, like, if he gets released and goes to the Lions, it's like, right, it's like, oh.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
There's only 2 teams that would bother me. And by bother, or just like get the hair kind of stood up on the back of the neck. Obviously, Seattle's one of them, and the other one's the Rams. Matt Stafford is hurt. And I don't know if he's going to make it through the season.
He's a little dinged up.
Right.
He's not hurt.
He's hurt. Not hurt.
He's fine.
Not hurt, can't play hurt, but he's hurt. And Matt Stafford, by the way, usually by midseason historically is hurt.
Right.
And so
they got Wolford.
Yeah. If Jimmy's on the Rams and he ends up starting, that could get interesting. Yeah.